I'm a Pitbull, and I approve this message.
Conversations with a Pitbull. My name's Brett Hunt, two-time LA Comedy Award winner, and we're about ready to hit Bollywood Boulevard. Check it out.
Brett Hunt, man, we're going to have to get Brett back off Hollywood Boulevard. He's been standing out there a long time, man. That's right. Chris, send a message to Brett. Hey, hi, hello, everyone, again. Welcome to Conversations with a Pitbull Live. I would be Foster Corder.
Hey, I'm Danny Mason.
And that is Chris holding it down behind the board. And we are here with Pitbull Energy Drink, thanks to our sponsor this morning. So, we got a great show today. You know, our homie, part of the Conversations with a Pitbull family, Gordon Shell. He's going to chime in with us later on.
That's right.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him for a while, except for this secret, top secret, not so secret project we're working on, you know. And we have Carl. Did you get a chance to hear about Carl?
Yeah, I checked out some of his the videos and stuff that they're doing out there in Ohio with the badges for bullies and stuff, and it's like really cool stuff. You know what I mean?
I didn't watch it yet because I wanted to be surprised.
Well,
you know?
it's like I get surprised when I come on the show. I get to see who we're talking with and whatnot. But look, I mean, it's really interesting.
Deep guy, man.
You know, it shows you how many layers there are to this. Not only the dog community, but people that are really actively trying to make a dent in some of these problems. You know what I mean? You got the people that are in animal shelters. You got the people that are doing the bad stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you got people that are, you know, obviously like in law enforcement that are trying to help, not hurt, you know, which is cool.
And I was thinking, I mean, like, today we got the two real deal cats, man.
Yeah, and then we also got guests. It's like us two real deal cats and then whoever else is coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think we got anybody coming in today unless somebody surprises us. Because there's a pit bull organization here in Los Angeles that unless they walk through the door, I'm not going to mention their name because they need to come on in here. But between Carl and Gordon Shell, man, them two bad dudes, man. They're on the pit bull cutting edge and talking about dog fighting. This is a dog fighting show.
Yeah.
You know, I had a chance to speak with Carl, and, you know, you hear all these things about, well, but they say, and our good friend Fred Cray, we're going to get the chance to ask him. Fred says dogfighting is on the decline. Yes and no. Yes, it is on a, and I'm going to let Carl go into it because I really don't know what I'm talking about. But on a criminal enterprise side, on the big side, like what Michael Vick was doing and all that kind of stuff, it is on the decline. But as a entertainment sport, just something that the kids are doing, the young, ignorant, it's not going anywhere. It's bad. And Carl was telling me stuff that just made me, ooh, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you hear people that are actually out there on the front lines, and they'll tell you, like, I mean, it varies. Some people that are in the, you know, like sometimes on the rescue side or on the legislative side will talk about some of the advances that are happening, and then people that are like, hey, man, right down the block there's, you know, some vicious activities going on, and our guy from EJ's rescue, remember last time where he was talking about, you know, people
Yeah.
Having these competitions and
it's some low lights.
These contests, raising money for these rescue dogs and keeping the money and then taking the dogs out and shooting them in the desert and stuff. I was just like, ugh. But it's good that we got Carl in here and he's gonna shed some light on some of this stuff.
And I'm sort of grandfathering him, drafting him, pulling him into Breeder X.
Oh wow!
Because
all right.
he's the real deal. You guys know that Breeder X has been growing and it's coming. It's going to be deep. My partner in crime right here has been so busy. He hasn't seen anything, and it can't go out the door without his blessings. See, so that's what's been holding it up. I'll say that. I'll put it on him. But with Carl and Gordon Shell, see, that's why I'm excited about today, because we got the 2 cats who are going to be part of the whole Breeder X, and it's a family thing. You're gonna love it. The dog fighters, the breeders, the animal abusers. You guys got something coming. Y'all gonna have your own show in a minute. So
that's cool. I was looking at the I'm always like hunting around looking for like cool news stories and stuff like that. Did you hear about that that little puppy? It was like a Dachshund that got this family had to drop off to an animal shelter with like a note saying we can't take care of this dog anymore, and just we can't afford it, and like please put it to sleep. And the dog had all these ailments, like skin problems and stuff like that or whatever, and the animal shelter workers like decided not to put it to sleep and like started galvanizing the troops, so to speak, and like got the proper stuff in place and got the dog back to the family. And I mean, it's just those kind of stories make me.
Got the dog back to the same family that dropped him off
because
couldn't
like
afford to
it was a dog that had special needs.
Right,
he had like
exactly.
really bad skin conditions and some physical
Right.
ailments, and everybody knows it's like times are hard out there, and sometimes you have to make those really really tough decisions, and
Right.
giving up your dog like when you really really like are pressed up against it has to be one of the hardest things I can imagine. And they were in that position where it's like
Wow.
we gotta. And they left this long note explaining like, hey, this is what the situation is. We just really can't afford and keep the dog. This dog has been with us for 13 years, and we love this dog.
That's hard.
And so they just left it with a note on the steps of the animal shelter because it was after hours. I think the dog's name was Otto, and a rescue group called like No Paws Left Behind like stepped in and helped get the treatments that the dog needed and stuff like that. And they actually reuniting the dog back with their family and stuff, which is really cool. So it just makes me really happy to know that the community, the rescue groups, the animal shelter,
here's to those that care.
It's all come back together and save the dog. And I know the dog is happy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And one story caught my attention. I mean, it's so many, but it was a family who chose to give up their place, their apartment.
I saw that one too.
Instead of getting rid of their pit bull.
Yeah.
And they was living in the car, and some people have helped them get a new place. So it's some love going on.
That reminds me kind of like what Fred was talking about last week. I believe it was last week. He was telling us about kind of like
breaking
how the
up
insurance.
the fight?
No, it's like how the insurance companies, they have all these rules against if you have these for not only the apartment owners, like the apartment building owners, but also the renters. If you own or allow these type of dogs in your facility or in your building, that it affects you like in terms of your insurance and stuff like that. And so, to hear people that would rather be on the street than lose their dog, I'm like, we got to get in contact with those folks. You know what I mean? I know they're probably getting like picked up by like the major news media and stuff, but for folks that actually care about this stuff, it'd be great to have them.
Yeah,
on.
we do need to get them on. I'll pull up the thing because I still have it. I put it in my bookmarks because it was such a wonderful story. And they had a white pit bull too. It was like a real cutie. The what was it? It was something I wanted to tell you about that. Oh, I know. I was going to contact them, but I was so tied up, busy, crazy with Breeder X. And I just never got to it. But we'll get them and see can we get them on next week. Paula, Rita, I'm channeling you. Go, sorry, when I say we going to do it, right? So let's get your boy in here, man.
my boy Fred Cray, I know he's out there in the ether. We're going to holler at him and see if he can drop some real knowledge on us and stuff, because we're all like, kind of entertainment style, like looking for what's cool out there.
Do we need to pay a bill first? Because I know how you guys are with the clock. No, we don't need to pay a bill. Hey, the guy across the way waved and said, no, we don't need to pay a bill. Chris said that, Mr. Pitbull. Okay, because I said, let's play a commercial to sell some of these cans, because the way my Breeder X budget is, I really need to be taking these cans down to the recycler because, baby ran short on a hard drive this morning, last night. And
hey, Fred, are you out there, buddy?
I'm always out here. I'm listening to you guys. And I think what's interesting is the fact that when we're talking about that 13-year-old dog that got dropped off and then taken back to its original home, there's a lot of rescue models now that are taking that model. And the idea is, I think you've heard of Lori Weiss, her model is keep the dogs at home. Try to do everything you can to keep the dogs in their home because the most dangerous place for a dog is in the shelter.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Lori would on Sundays drive dog food around to different people's houses and do everything she could. There was actually a lady who was homeless who had a dog, and whenever she got arrested, Lori would keep the dog until the person got out and then give the dog back to her. And the dog became really a community dog, and when it passed away, they had a wake for it. It was a beautiful thing. But I think that's the wave of the future.
Yeah.
Is to keep dogs from getting to the shelter in the first place.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of like the hospital, huh?
Yes.
Stay out the hospital, because the odds are somebody's competing for your spot, huh?
Yeah, the UPS truck just drove by.
Well, hey, man, he's on his job,
That's right.
That's the name of the game, That's what keeps him getting fed,
One of the things that was interesting, too, about that story, I think, like, the people that had to drop this dog off or decided they needed to drop this dog off, like, they were out doing some, like ministry work or some type of, like, they were trying to do their good in the world. And so they already, even in their situation, are out there trying to do something really good for the world. And it's just, you hate to see bad things happening to good people. You know what I mean? So
right.
Well, I've got FedEx out in front of my house delivering a legal document.
Oh, that's all right. You need to run to the door?
You mute me for a minute.
Oh, no problem, brother. This is the one show that dog barking can, get away with it.
Yeah, well, Fred got those Dre Beat headphones. You see how it's like his stuff is coming in like 5.1 surround sound stereo. You know what I mean? I'm going to give me some of those. I'm going to sell some more of these cans or something, dude.
Hey, man, I pulled up on my phone because it was, these police shot these two dogs, these two pit bulls in D.C.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the one thing that and when Fred comes back, I don't understand how people can, well, you know what? I'm going to do like Channel 7. When we come back, we'll continue with that story because we're going to pay some bills with Mr. Pitbull Energy Drink.
You're watching Conversations with a Pitbull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pitbull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste. CWAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day.
The best dog to reportedly attract a date is a golden retriever. The worst is a pit bull. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Man, now that was one great commercial. What did he say? At hiphopbev.com. All right, Pitbull energy drink. Order some, guys. You really love it. Hey, before we go on, I got a story to finish, but I wanted to give a shout out to our friends at Angel City, Pitbull, Los Angeles Dog Rescue, Karma Rescue, and Pitbull Rescue Central, which is a real cool website. You should go to it. They got
what is it called?
Pitbull Central Rescue. Yeah, Pitbull Rescue Central.
Okay.
That's what it is. I'm dyslexic sometimes. But, Fred, you there?
Here's my FedEx.
Oh, you got FedEx. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Hey, well, if it's a check, you got low friends in high places, buddy.
Hey, man, when you're a lawyer, you get legal documents through FedEx.
Yeah. Well, what do they do? Just direct deposit with that, what is it? A third? Hey, man, shoot, I'm in the wrong business. Hey, but hey, Fred, I wanted to ask you though. I was talking to Danny during the break. I saw in the news that this pit bull, there's two pit bulls in Florida, I think it was.
I think he said D.C.
D.C., thank you, man. See, I told you I'm a little slow sometimes. And that ain't my phone. It was two pit bulls got out in D.C., and the police shot them. Right?
Yep.
Because they were biting people, going crazy, right?
Yep.
And what is happening? Because I don't understand it, and maybe I'm in the minority, because if my dog gets out, he's not biting anybody. People could run from him and he stop and look like, what's up? He'll go and sit on my front porch most likely. And sometimes when the kids leave the gate open, he won't even go out, but if he does go out, he doesn't go on a mad scramble biting. What's up with that, Fred? You've seen way more cases than both of us. But
well, actually, there was a case just last week in Washington State where a policeman shot a dog. A little different circumstances, but the problem is that police don't have any training for
if the dog
encounters.
Right.
And so they don't really know when they see a dog. If it's a pit bull type dog, they're immediately
ready to shoot him.
They're immediately on alert, and I'll say, it's not just pit bulls. There's a case also. I forget what state, but the name of it's Jenkins versus whatever, and they had it all on the dash cam of the car. And what happened was they pulled up. They were trying to serve, some papers or something, and this golden retriever ran around the corner, and they just shot it.
Oh, really? Now
It was so outrageous that the jury awarded $650,000 to that family. It's now on appeal, but the problem is, and it's everywhere, is that most policemen, if they don't have dogs, cannot read dog body language. They don't know what it means.
Right.
If it's a pit bull type dog, they're immediately their first idea is to pull their gun. And what Colorado has done, they've passed a law because they've had a lot of shootings there, that unless it's a very serious felony, when the police come to you, they have to say, look, you have a dog, put it away before we discuss whatever we're going to discuss.
Right. But, I kind of see both sides to the fence, though, because, I understand the police position. That's why my mother used to tell me, stay out the system, Don't get
but the problem is that there is a continuum of force to be used by police.
Right.
They use it for people.
Right.
It's not like they don't have any knowledge of, okay, should I shoot this guy immediately or should I wait and see until, I feel like I have deadly force
Fred,
involved?
They don't have any knowledge
right.
of it.
But they do have the human knowledge, and the human knowledge of the continuum of force is lethal force is to be used last. You can use pepper spray. You can use a chair. You can kick a dog. There's lot of ways
let me say this,
that you can react to a dog that you can shoot it into the ground.
Right.
So,
but I would say this, though, Fred. Having been fortunate and unfortunate enough to grow up in the two Americas that we live in, the police that I grew up around, they shoot first, and particularly if you happen to be driving, what is it, DWB? It's like driving while black.
Yeah.
You can get shot real easy.
Yes.
But the thing, and I'm not trying to turn it into a whole racial thing, but the police, we know the police for the most part are on the over aggressive side. My point is, how can the public help combat that? Because, like I said,
it's a very simple answer, and it's happened already.
My dog won't do that, Fred.
Take your phone out and videotape the policeman.
No. I don't mean the
he's doing
police.
Whatever he's doing.
Right. I don't mean the police, but I mean the general public. Because if somebody's got 2 pit bulls, why is it that their dogs get out and they go on a biting rampage? Because they reported that these dogs had bit 2 people already.
Yeah.
But so I'm saying that my dog wouldn't bite 2 people if he gets out.
Well, I think part of that, though, too, I mean, I'm not by far not an expert, but I think one of the things is a lot of these dogs, especially like those breeds or whatever, they get kept in the backyard, like never even see what it's like to even be on the front porch or like in the street. So it's like when they do get out, they probably have some anxiety or some other things that are it's probably an unnatural position for them, and so they probably lose it. Just like if somebody were to drop you into like some weird
in
place,
a bank,
you're gonna be kind of shifty. I mean, I'm just saying that might
be a sensory deprivation tank, and then let you out after a week. You would be crazy.
Or like the bank. No, but you know what? It's not probably, Danny. You're 100% right. That's what I was trying to get to, Fred, is that it's an education of the public.
But that's one of the things. That's why I'm so glad we got Carl. We got Carl on the show today, like having an actual police officer, because one of the things I think also helps is like that community outreach.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's not going to come systematically, I think, as like this is a dog training aspect of police enforcement, because they're already stretched thin. I mean, they're not getting funded and they're not getting the proper support that they need. So they're definitely not going to. It's just like the school system. They don't have enough to set aside a program probably, but people in the rescue community and people that can do the outreach, I'm sure they would love to, hey, could you please send some of your officers down to this event that we're doing to try to foster some some goodwill, not only between the community and law enforcement, but also to teach some of these things. Maybe it's dog trainers, maybe it's behavior specialists, maybe it's just people just doing outreach or whatever to get that start creating those bonds.
Puzzle, and that is if the public sees an irresponsible owner or a dog on the loose, they need to call animal control and not just say, well, he's over there, it's not bothering me any.
Right.
Because that's animal control's job, and the more you winnow out these dogs that usually it's not the first time a dog's gotten out if something bad happens.
Right.
It's usually several times. And so the public really needs to be vigilant and report the dogs and continue to report them, so that after they do it 3 times, something happens.
I agree.
There's that, and then I think there's and this is true of dogs and people, I think police have to be more discerned by the public that they serve as being helpful rather than being aggressively negative.
Exactly. Well, personally, and we're going to let you go because I want you to come back probably after Carl or Gordon, because I think we're going to have a little time, because Gordon is on the run today with a couple of dogs and stuff, he told me, so he's going to call in and not Skype. But I want to get to Carl. But Fred, with that, what I would like to see is, everybody has to pay. You have to pay for a dog license, and you have to pay taxes. They come around to my house, I know, in the city, and get extra money for your dog and all. It's always some extra thing that the city is charging you for. I think that the general public should get training classes, along with the taxes that they're paying for the dog licenses and the da-da-da-da. I mean, it's in my city, it's a couple of, and I don't live in Los Angeles proper, but there's like 3 different things that we're paying to have a dog,
Well, I think it's more realistic I don't think that will happen, but I do think that what they could do is, if you have a dog and it gets out, that it's mandatory that you go take your dog to training and an education of how to responsibly own a dog.
Yeah.
You know, to not tether them outside all day and then expect them to be socialized.
Right, exactly. That's major, because especially if you have, you know, a pit bull, any big dog. I mean, my little dog, you know, she doesn't bite, but she's gotten out, and for a while I think the kids in the neighborhood was opening the gate because I was doing this $15 reward thing. And I think every time they needed like some soda and, you know, Cheetos and stuff, you know, Mr. Cordy, your dog's out, you know. So, and I got hip to that, I put a lock on that gate, you know. But and at animal control, you know, they make here in California they call them repeat offenders, Fred.
Yeah.
I had paid like $20 the first time, then it went to like $50.
Yeah.
You know, next time I think it was like.
Well, they're trying to discourage you, man.
They were discouraging me. I told my wife, I said, let the dog go. Just let her.
You know, brothers out here, we're not too keen on calling the enforcement or the authorities for anything. So it could be Armageddon going on outside the front of my house. I'm not calling anybody.
Right, exactly. Don't call
but I need to work on that, because
but she's got chips and tags and, you know, everything but fingerprint, man. You know, they know it, and the neighborhood is cool. So hey, Fred, we gotta let you go, big dog.
All right.
All right, so keep listening to the show. If we get a chance to get you back in here, because, you know, you're the best, man. Let's get Carl on the line, though, because...
Thanks, Fred. Hey, make sure you guys out there tune in to Fred's show, Pit Bulletin Legal News. He's got a great,
and let me say
show.
one thing before you let me go. There's a breed discriminatory law statewide in South Dakota on the governor's desk, and he said he's going to sign it.
Is that right? Hey. Hey, man, wait a minute. It's countdown to May 3rd. So, you know, you're going to see you in D.C.
I want to go. I think we should go together and pal around, man.
Hey, man, well...
We can be ebony and ivory.
If I get Danny to drive that old car of his, you know, we can come to Miami and pick you up. And we do the Cheech and Chong thing riding up into D.C., man. You know, go up in there, roll the windows down, and...
No, you keep the windows rolled up so you can keep all the smoke in.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, speaking of police,
that's why I love having experts on the show, man.
See you later, Freddie.
All right, man.
All right, take care. I love that dude, man.
Oh, he's something. He can go the distance, man. Is Carl still with us, or did he hang up, man? It's like my how time flies when you. Oh, now I got to go to commercial. Hey, well. Stick around. Hold on 1 second. Carl is coming with us. You're going to love Carl. He is the main man. He's the man on the cutting edge of pit bull fight out here, and everybody needs to know about it. Be right back.
You're watching Conversations with a Pitbull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pitbull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste. CWAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day.
Dogs are about as smart as a 2 or 3 year old child. This means they can understand about 150 to 200 words, including signals and hand movements with the same meaning as words. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
Hello. We are back. All right. Hey, if you weren't tuned in before, too bad. You missed the good stuff. We are back, and we have our guest with us, Carl Hartman from Cleveland. And Carl is a wonderful person who's doing some great work, and I'm going to have him tell you all about it because I don't want to mess it up. Danny.
Yes.
Meet Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm wonderful, man. I'm sorry we couldn't get you in last week. There's always the little gremlins out here. They're always unplugging our wires and stuff like that, but we're not looking. So we're so wonderfully glad that you're joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you got going on out there in Ohio, buddy?
You name it. We got it out here. Cold weather, dog fighting, you name it.
Oh, man, cold weather. It's amazing. Every place back east is cold. You guys don't make me not want to leave home.
Man.
So, Carl, Oops, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, basically, I'm a Cleveland police officer. Myself and a couple other guys together started an organization. It's called Badges for Bullies. It's a nonprofit organization basically designed to raise awareness and educate the public on the Pitbull breed and all the bully breeds for that matter. We started back in 2011 after we broke up a dogfighting ring, the biggest here in Cleveland that was recorded. We put together a benefit for all of the rescues that came forward and saved all the dogs. And after we got done, we decided just to go back to our silly jobs, being cops, and the public said, oh, heck no, we need you guys out there. What you guys did was amazing. So we put together a nonprofit, and now we support all the rescues. We educate the community, and so on and so forth.
Were you a dog guy before you guys made this big bust, or were you kind of involved in the animal community at all, or was it just something that kind of moved on you once you saw this this kind of big event take place?
I had no idea there was an animal community, other than the people that stand outside the circus when there's a circus. I had no idea. I was always a dog lover. I rescued my first dog when I was in high school. I stole a dog from band camp and put it in my suitcase and took it home on the bus.
My kind of cop.
Yeah. So then, I hated the pit bulls. I believed the stereotypes. I believed what the community said about it. I never owned one. I came into contact with them repeatedly. But what was odd to me was that I was bit by more shepherds, chihuahuas, you name it, than I was pit bulls as a policeman.
Tell us
dogs every day.
Tell us a little bit about this this dogfighting ring that you guys broke up, because I was looking at the some of the media that you had sent us, and it was just so cool, just how it was put together. But one of the things that jumped out at me was that this stuff was going on at this house that was on kind of like a regular block, and even the neighbors were talking about, we didn't know that was going on. It seems like it's like a layer. It's like a layer just beneath the surface, and it's going on in just about any community. But could you tell us a little bit about the actual dogfighting ring that you guys broke up?
Sure. It started, I was in the office. I was in charge of the detective bureau in one of our districts, and one of the vice detectives, one of my heroes as a policeman, came to me and said, hey, listen, I got a tip on a person that's probably fighting some dogs, and I was wondering if I could run with this case if you want to help me out. So being a dog lover, I said, absolutely, let's do what we can. Well, we found this house that ended up having 27 dogs, 19 of them in the basement in cages, and 8 of them out in the yard in the elements. The owner of the house, I don't know if I can say his name or not, he's been adjudicated, but...
Hey, we don't care. Blow him out the water.
All right, his name's Colin Rand. He was a local guy, lived on a normal street, in a normal neighborhood. Long and short of it is that he had these dogs, and it was just the most awful conditions I've ever seen as far as dogs are concerned. And we got them out of there, and the community stepped up, came forward, and it was an absolute amazing sight to see how the community stepped up and rescued all these dogs.
Wow.
Once we got them out of there, they all went to the Cleveland Kennel, and from there, I think it was 13 rescues nationwide came forward and pulled these dogs out of the kennel to save their lives.
Right. That was a big story, too.
Yeah, it was.
That's probably, you know, tell me this, because I don't want to miss it. I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to jump to the end, and then we come back. The message from you, Carl, that if you could say anything to the public, and, you know, our audience is not that big, then sometimes it's giant, you know, but this is going to go in our archives and it'll be on our channel. So what is it that you want to say to the general public? You know, not just the dog people, but somebody who's just surfing on YouTube and they say, oh, let me watch this crazy dudes. And what kind of education, what can help you from being in the streets, being in the trenches? What message needs to get out there?
First and foremost, as a policeman, if you see something, call.
Yeah.
Number one, there is so much inhumane treatment of animals out there that it just blows my mind. This case actually completely changed me as a human being.
Breeder X. Continue, I'm sorry.
I say this case actually completely changed me as a human being. It totally changed my concept of not only the dogs themselves,
right,
but people in general. Because as a cop for 19 years, I was jaded. I was angry at the world, working, you know, in big city policeman. You get tired.
Right.
And when I saw these people come forward, it was just amazing to me that there are people out there that actually care. So if you're out there and you see something or you hear something or you know something's going on, you've got to step up. You've got to speak up.
Well, Carl, go. Let me ask you this. Is there any kind of, how can I say it, an anonymous kind of thing going on? Because, you know, in a lot of places, they say snitches get stitches.
Right.
So,
and there is. The ASPCA itself, I don't know if you're aware, they offer, I believe it's the ASPCA, it might be the Humane Society.
Mm-hmm.
One of them offers a $5,000 reward for tips leading to the arrest and conviction of a dog fighter.
Oh, I thought you was going to say for a call, because I was about to pick up my phone and go, and like Danny was going to, somebody's going to knocking on his door this evening. And,
Carl,
I'll bail him out, though, for $5,000, you know.
Carl, one of the things I wanted to ask you, we were just talking about it with Fred, this idea of the type of training that maybe needs to be, or the education that needs to be implemented to with law enforcement to try to help alleviate some of these situations. Because I'm one of those people that's like, man, these guys are on the front line doing all kind of stuff. Like you say, you're burned out. It's like you're dealing with so much of the stuff in the community that just another layer on. You definitely don't need anything else on your plate.
Right.
But is there any room for implementation, you think, of some additional training or some animal sensitivity training or dealing with animal owners, like within law enforcement?
There is, actually. As a matter of fact, annually, a police officer, at least in my city, has to be recertified or retrained in all kinds of diversity training and how to treat human beings and different members of the community as far as their religion, their sexual orientation, their race. It's something that we as police officers have to be retrained annually.
What? You mean somebody's talking to you guys about how to deal with the black guy? I can't believe it. Finally, Jesus Christ.
We're beyond that. We're beyond
I'm gonna
that.
write
We're
this
working on the
down.
now.
Do those recertifications, do they involve dog sensitivity training yet, or?
Absolutely not. And as a matter of fact, myself and my team, we're putting together a proposal for our city to try and teach these guys. We'll come in gratis and just do it. We'll train every academy.
That's right.
Like Fred was saying, the body language of a dog. It's remarkable what you can know and what you can learn from just the body language of a dog. It's unbelievable.
So what you're saying to me, Carl, is if I'm a black guy walking down the street with a pit bull and he's got a spike collar on.
You're taking notes over here.
My life is in danger. No, but
well, no, one of you is getting tased and one of you is getting shot.
Yeah, exactly. But but it's getting serious for a second, though, Carl. Tell the audience about what's happening with the dog fighting, because you were telling me about this trunk thing, and it's insanity, you know. And then do that real quick, and then tell us, you know, what the average Joe Blow can do besides picking up the phone. You know, how do you talk to your kids? How do we break the cycle, man?
Okay, simple. First, let's go back to the dog fighting. Somebody said that dog fighting is on the decline, and we talked about this yesterday. In essence, it is the organized crime version of dog fighting, where you've got multi-million-dollar events going on. That's on the decline, especially after Michael Vick. You have these young guys, you have people of all walks of life that are looking for a new way to entertain themselves, and they've come up with so many different ways to do it. And one of the most heinous things that they've done, especially the local neighborhood kids, they've come up with a thing called trunking. And you can Google it online, trunking dogs, and basically what that is two guys that think they have the baddest dog will throw a dog in the trunk. They'll put their dogs in the trunk, and then they'll drive around until the squeaking stops.
Wow.
Is that
generally one of the dogs is going to be dead?
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Right.
It's insane.
These kids, what happened to Little League? You need to get these kids some activities, man. Damn, they're coming up with all kind of like nefarious, evil, like. Oh man, I'm glad there's guys like Carl out there on the front line, at least like popping people's
sick
trucks.
Is that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Carl. Keep going.
Then they'll do it, and then I mean, if they, man, it's just.
It's all about status. They'll bet on it, and a little bit of money will be involved, but it's all about status. Who's got the baddest dog, which makes the status in the neighborhood even bigger.
So is this, Fred? Carl, is this an offshoot of gang activity? Is it an offshoot of drug dealing? Is it an offshoot of, they took away the basketball court and the baseball thing, and there was no hugs, nobody got pony? What? Where is this?
It's all of the above. It's the community not stepping up to educate their children. It's the parents not taking care of their kids. It's too much adversity in the community out there that's just not being taken care of. Wow. As far as your other question,
what can average Joe Blow do to put a dent in this stuff?
All right, there's a ton of organizations out there that are moving forward in trying to alleviate the problems in the neighborhoods and trying to take care of the animals. We support another organization that does several annual wellness clinics where in the low-income neighborhoods we'll go in our organization, Badges for Bullies, we throw in a ton of money as well as the ASPCA to fund this activity, and we take care of all the neighborhood dogs. We give them their shots. We give them updates on training, collars, leashes. We microchip the dogs. It's just an over-the-top experience for the local people in the low-income neighborhoods that otherwise can't afford this treatment for their dogs. So as well as that, we also have events all over the place. And in order to, if you're asking how to get involved, volunteer. Volunteer at your organization. Take your kids to the kennel. Let them see what goes on.
Get busy.
We go into schools. Our organization goes into schools to teach the kids about how the animals are treated and how they should be treated versus what they're seeing in the neighborhoods.
Well, Carl, listen. We're running out of time. You got it, and look at that. That's a bill collector calling. And it just made my phone go right off. Nobody else would call. But listen, you got to come back, man. You got to come back. And we, because you got too much information, and we need to get this out, man.
Having you. And tell the people really quickly how they can hit you guys up at Badges for Bullies. Like, where can they get in contact with you and maybe learn some things that can help them or also help push you guys and what you guys need?
Yeah, we have a website. It's www.badgesforbullies.com, all spelled out, one word. And we also on Facebook, Facebook.com/Badges for Bullies.
Hey, man, and Badge, you guys got T-shirts?
We do.
Send us a couple, man. Send one in a medium to small.
A half top for Foster because he's working on his new belly ring and his 6-pack and
one
a quadruple
king,
X.
Yes, a king size for my man.
Bed sheet size for your boy.
There
over
you
here.
go.
But Carl Hartman, thank you so much for joining us, brother, man. We got so much. Now we gotta go. We're gonna pay some bills real quick. We're gonna pay some bills.
Hey, I could just do the
back,
commercial right here.
And we got our good buddy Gordon
Shell's
is
coming
on the line. And
Carl, you got a second home, man, just like Gordon. So
badges for bullies, guys.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
guys stay tuned.
And we're gonna hit the road and
Conversation
get
with
out there.
Pitbull Live. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're back. That was Carl Hartman from Badges for Bullies out there in Cleveland joining us.
Oh, was that Carl?
Yeah, he was dropping some. It's crazy when you meet guys that are also so passionate about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's never enough time to talk to them.
Right.
It's like walking
right.
an encyclopedia of game and frontline, just information. We'll have them back.
Well, maybe if we cut Fred Cray out the show. Wait a minute, this mic is still on.
Then our viewers our viewership will go down. I mean, he's the only one to add some type of looks to this show.
Well, I like that library, man.
One of the things I was thinking about, man, just talking with Carl, and you kind of intimated it a little earlier, just the nature of law enforcement when we were growing up. You know what I mean? I mean, when I was coming up, cops came to the community.
That's right. Gordon, call back. I'm sorry, we hung up on you.
The cops came to the neighborhood handing out baseball cards and
yeah,
that was their form of outreach so that they could have a positive impression on the community. And that stuff stuck with me until you get to a certain age where they start harassing you and stuff like that. But
that's right.
At least that interim period, everything was cool. So I think it must be really cool for people in Cleveland to be able to have organizations like Badges for Bullies, like actually show up and do some community work. I mean,
you remember Officer Friendly?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what happened? He died.
Officer Bird, I'll call it.
But Carl's taking on Officer Friendly now. Hey, can we get Officer Shell up in the house? Gordon.
Officer, not quite an officer, but thank you.
Well, no, you're the captain. You're captain.
Okay.
Captain Shell. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, Foster?
Good, man. Good. Hey, so since, we haven't made it to getting our movie out, what's happening with your movie, man? It's out on the street.
It's out. It was on Vimeo for a while, still available on Vimeo.com under the title The Dog Fighter.
That's for $5, ain't it?
And what's that?
$5, right?
Yeah, on Vimeo, but you can also watch it on Amazon for $2.99.
Is
so
that
if you go
right?
to Amazon.com,
that's the best deal in
put
town.
in a search for The Dogs Fighter. We changed the title on Amazon because people were getting a little bit worried about the title of the movie because they thought it was implying that I was fighting dogs, and they didn't understand that I was fighting for the dogs.
So they
Amazon,
couldn't read,
it's called The Dogs Fighter.
They couldn't read, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, just like,
I don't want to say that. I know there's a lot of passionate people out there. When they just first see the title, they get a little worried. And I listened to some of the interview there with the officer out of Cleveland, and when you see something like that, you get excited. And then I've actually had people that were trying to shut down my page thinking I was a dog fighter.
But you got to be stupid, though. If you read the part that said, if you read the title, then read the next line.
Right. But people, how people see a quick,
right?
They see a title and it's snap judgment.
It's
that knee-jerk reaction. Unfortunately,
just like they do with pit bulls. Unfortunately,
exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So, Gordon.
Yes, sir.
2 things for you, because we ran late and we're running late, and you got an open door here, okay? So you got, I heard you're coming in town soon to be doing something on that show. Did I talk about Breeder X, guys? Oh, you guys heard about Breeder X? Well, we'll talk about that later. So, but you coming in town, we want to know, is it something that you want to tell us about? Because we wanted to know about the movie, and the $2.99 thing I didn't know about. Did you know about that?
No, that was one of the things I was excited about talking to him about and see how the movie actually how it turned out.
Yeah,
because I know they had some of the producers he was working with. They were kind of shifting it from what it initially was to be something new. Could you talk a little bit about that, Gordon?
Well, the movie stayed exactly the same. I mean, we didn't change the movie. We just changed the title, and the director, Doug Schultz, did that just based on some of the feedback we were getting. We have 26,000 people on the Dogfighter Facebook page, and a lot of folks are writing saying, hey, we're not comfortable with the name. And obviously you want to satisfy the masses, are the ones that are going to rent the movie. And the proceeds from the movie, 35% of the proceeds are going to dog rescues across the country. So, instead of holding our own and saying, no, that's the name of the movie, it's, let's satisfy the people that are actually our customers, and just put an apostrophe S in there and call it the Dogs Fighters, Fighter. And it was a simple thing to do. We've gotten, I think we have 22 5-star reviews on Amazon right now, which is the highest you can get. And it's not all the people that watch a movie, obviously, but a lot of people have taken the time to leave a review, which helps us out. But the movie is exactly what it was before. It follows me. It's a documentary. It's real. Everything you see in the movie is real. There's one part that we had to reenact, but it has fully fooled everybody that's watched it, and they all got very passionate about it. I won't give away what part it is, but it documents my trials and tribulations up to the final fight, my last fight on September 12th, 2012. September 15th, 2012, where the promoter asked me to come in and fight, and we would use the money made from the fight and my portion to donate back to the dog rescues.
Well, Gordon, don't give away the whole movie. This is what I want you to do. I want you to talk to the producers and have them send us a trailer that we can play on the show without YouTube hanging us up talking about, oh, you don't have the rights to this and that. Send us a trailer, and we will play the trailer every week. Okay?
Okay.
You call in next week, send us a trailer, we'll play it. You call in, pump it, we'll do it. Because people need to see it, man. Now $2.99, because I was in the $5 camp. Y'all should have did the $2.99 before. But that's okay. I ain't holding it against you. Do this. I got to hang up on you because Rita is sick and Paula is on the line, and we got to save some dogs, buddy, because you all right. You already saved, and we're going to get you back in there next week. Paula's got some dogs we need to rescue.
I'll get you a clip you guys can play, and then I will talk to you next week.
Tell them to send us a clip, and tell them to give us some sort of email release, man, because, I want to help, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, brother, take care.
Soon. Thanks, Foster.
All right, love you, man.
All right, love you too. Bye-bye.
That's Gordon Shell. Right. That's Gordon Shell, the dog fighter.
That's the main man. If you don't know Gordon Shell, then you haven't been around the whole dog world and pit bulls and somebody on the front lines, just like Carl. Him and Carl, the brothers
it's just cool
in arms,
to have cats like that just to take a little bit of time and come in and play with us a little bit and get the word out there. I think it's important that when people can put together a finished product of that magnitude for the community is just a wonderful thing. So as filmmakers, I really appreciate that. Okay. And Gordon, that's awesome. You guys keep doing your thing.
Carl and, you know what Carl and Gordon got in common?
Nope.
They both got guns, Kirk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Gordon's got guns here, and Carl's got a gun right here. Hey, Paula, you out there?
I'm here.
Hey, baby. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Good. You seen Rita?
No.
No? Okay. All right, just checking. And Rita, get out the bed, blow your nose, get up. You're going to be all right. All right, Paula, let's save some dogs.
All right. Are we ready for the first one?
No, we past ready. Do it.
Okay. First up, we have Abby. Abby, at 5 years old, found herself scared to death at a kill shelter just because she was digging in her backyard. Her previous owner dumped her there to be killed instead of training her. Will you give her a second chance to a happy ever after?
Somebody.
Abby is in Austin, Texas, and you can email to get more information on her. The email address is inmemoryoflucy, that's all one word, @gmail.com. Next up, we have Buddy. This young, handsome gentleman has a bad picture, but don't let that stop you. He is a very sweet and polite little boy. He loves children and other dogs. He is a good addition to any family. And Buddy is located in the California City Animal Shelter, and they are open 7 days a week. You can contact them at 760-373-1115. Next up, we have Cuddy. Cuddy says, I have been through a lot in my 5 years of life. I was abandoned in the woods by a family member of my owner who was supposed to take care of me while my owner couldn't. I even have a few scars from being out there alone. Even with a past like mine, I'm still a friendly and happy guy. I love people but prefer to be an only animal in the house. If you are interested in learning more about me, please email adoptions@wcghs.org. Love and licks, Cuddy. For more photos of Cuddy, visit him on Facebook at Cuddy Needs a Home. Next up, we have Victoria. Victoria, the shelter, sweet 1-year-old was killed 29 very adoptable dogs the day she was rescued. They were full at code red. No extensions were given. Victoria was lucky to get out. Now she needs a forever home so the rescue can pull more from death row. Will you open your home for Victoria? Call 979-627-5861 to set up a meet and greet with Victoria.
All right. Go ahead.
Next up, we have Freddie. My name is Freddie. I am an adorable, very friendly 10-month-old neutered male, tan and white. My owner left me here on February the 13th. The owner was forced to give him up because they were one dog over the city limit.
Wow.
You can see Freddie at Baldwin Park, California Shelter, 7 days a week. He's available to meet, and the phone number there is 626-430-2378. And the last one I have today is Pearl. We've been doing a missing dog alert on her for the last couple of weeks. Pearl went missing on 11/3/13 in Pixley, California. She was involved in a car accident off of the 99 freeway. Pearl was frightened. She ran from the scene. If you spot her, call 714-576-6087. Or for more information, go to Help Find Pearl on Facebook. Keep your eyes open and let's get Pearl home safe.
Yeah, I hate to hear about that. It was in the family, having a car accident is bad enough and your dog go running out and missing. That Freddie is right down the street from my house. I might just stop by there tomorrow and holler at him, take him a cookie or something, give him a little hug.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Paula.
For me.
Thank you so much, Paula, for joining us and helping us try to get some of these dogs saved. If you guys didn't catch that information, you can always hit Paula up at Paws Pit Parade on Facebook, and she will help get you in contact with some of these dogs. They need homes. They need some fostering. Some of them may need transport. So just get involved if you can. If you got some space, do it. Anyway, we're up against it. This is Conversations with a Pitbull, your resident dog show. On behalf of Foster Corder and myself and our engineer Chris, everybody here at RMC Studios, we want to say thank you. Tune in next week. We'll have wonderful more guests and more Pitbull energy drink.
hiphopbev.com.
Got another job coming.
Hey, that guy's got a smooth voice.
We'll catch you next week.
That's right. So we out of here.
Conversation with a Pitbull Live.
And that's like 3, 2, 1, huh?
I'm a Pitbull. and I approve this message.
Conversations with a Pitbull. My name's Brett Hunt, two-time LA Comedy Award winner, and we're about ready to hit Bollywood Boulevard.